Yeah, I'm gonna sing you in today, bro.
I already started recording, so they caught you lacking. What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Run It Up Pod. If you just caught
Run it
that,
up.
if you didn't know, Justice can sing. He got the vocal cords on him. So welcome back. It's me, Najee Adams, your host, and we got Justice over here as well. Before we get into all of that, make sure y'all subscribe to the Run It Up podcast on Apple Podcasts, on download the pod on Spotify, subscribe to us on YouTube, comment, quote, tweet, retweet, like, share with your friends, your family, all of that. Leave a 5-star rating and review. All the reviews are going to get read on the pod. And you can find me on Twitter at Najee Adams _. The pod on Twitter is at Run It Up Pod. I always forget your Twitter, bro, so you're going to have to hold it down.
You can find me at Twitter at JusticeReid2, JusticeReid. And like I said, as always, just look through Najee's tweets and you'll find me somewhere in there tweeting him back. So
facts, exactly, perfect. So we actually do have 2 new reviews today. I don't even want to say who they're from because I feel like you'll be able to get it by just, they're from people I know, personal people that I know. So like, shout out to them. The first one is from N Smooth. I wonder who that could be. It's me. It's the RIU pod is the best pod out there. It's 5-star, of course. It says, what kind of host would I be if I didn't leave myself a 5-star rating and review? Appreciate all of y'all. Let's run it up. That's about, that's about a host. I'm telling all y'all to leave reviews. I got to leave one for myself. You feel?
Gotta be 5 too. Nothing but 5s.
Exactly. And then the next one is from Bcroom26. It says, so proud of you. Shout out to my mother. It says, Najee, I always wanted you to be a lawyer. Can you imagine me as a lawyer, bro?
Yeah.
That's not at all. That's not at all. Because no one can advocate for themselves like you. But when I hear you do your podcast, I know this is where your heart is, and you're doing an excellent job. Keep up the great work. You're gonna go far. I love you much, Mom. Ma, you already know the vibes. I love you, Bobby.
I love you, moms.
You know that. You already know that. And yeah, we're gonna get into it. What are we gonna talk about today, bro? What's on the agenda?
Well, as always, we'll start with Song of the Week. And then from there, we're going to move on to the top 20, what was it? The 25 players to build around for the future list, right? For ESPN, isn't that what it was?
ESPN 25 under 25 or something.
Yeah, and it was talking about if this is the person you start your team with, build for the future, A, B, C, and D. We're going to talk a little Nuggets. So we've talked about Aaron Gordon in the pickup. I'm pretty sure I was on the side of that being a good pickup for them, so I'm more than willing to speak on it. Lakers, and then I was going to surprise you with this, but I kind of want to talk a little MVP just because things are starting to shake up a little bit. So
heard you. I got you. I'm with it all. So yeah, we could just dive into it. What you got? Did you go first for Song of the Week last week? I think you're going first every week, so let me go first.
Yeah, you go first. Go ahead.
So my Song of the Week, it's a relatively new. It is a new song. It came out last week. Shout out to Lil TJ. He is a New York-based artist, and oddly enough, he dropped his 2nd studio album last week. And the Song of the Week for me is actually entitled "Run It Up," featuring Offset and Moneybagg. Yo, like, I gotta shout that out. In the song, he repeatedly mentions "Run It Up, Run It Up, Run It Up" multiple times. It's for the brand. You feel me? Like,
absolutely,
you gotta go check that out. It's for the brand. What's yours, bro?
See, I was going to kind of go with Sleepy Hollow, something that you put me on. I was going to go that route.
That's crazy.
I was going to go that route. But then, and I actually don't know where he's from, but he just sounds like he's from New York. So,
Sleepy Hollow?
Yeah.
He's from New York, bro.
Okay, so he just sounds like he's from New York. So you went New York, so I got to take my shine to a whole other place. So if you haven't listened to him, Cautious Clay.
I've never heard of it, so you're putting me on right now.
Cautious Clay, Stolen Moments. It's that song I was singing when we got on here. That's my Song of the Week, bro. I've been banging it all week. Y'all got to tune in, bro. Like I said, the vibes is different over here than they are with Najee, but
you said Stolen Moments. Let me look that up right now. Oh, I see it right here. If I press it, it'll probably play. So I'm not gonna do that, but I see it. I just added it to my library. Boom.
Look at my boy.
Yeah. See the check? That's blind faith right there, bro. Wait. So just curious, what was the Sleepy Hollow song, bro?
Oh, Too Fake.
Oh yes, that is a
Yeah, Two
great
Fake.
song. I think that was the first song I actually ever heard from him. So
For real.
shout out Sleepy Hollow, shout out Two Fake. So that's an honorable mention. You feel me?
Bro, I threw your playlist on shuffle yesterday and it came on and I
Wow,
was like, oh, I rock with that. So
that's crazy. I appreciate it, bro. I played your play. We had like a little hotel get together with like me and some of my closest friends and my best friend, like one of my best friend's birthdays.
mhm.
And I threw your playlist on for the aux, bro. And people was rocking with it. So I was like, yo, shout out Justice.
It's
There we
all
go.
vibey over there, bro.
So that was our song of the week. And yeah, now we'll just get into the our opinions on the 25 under 25 list. And so now we are back with our little opinions. I think Justice rewrote the whole list from 1 to 20. So the whole ESPN 25 under 25 list was based on future potential, who they think the top 25 players when it comes to future potential. I guess who you would build a franchise around right now if you had to pick. This would be if a whole new draft started, this would be their 25 under 25. And so who you got at one, bro? I feel like your 1 and 2 is kind of like it's Luka and Zion, I'm guessing.
Luca and Tatum, bro.
Oh, that's crazy.
And here's why. The growth that I've seen from Zion this year offensively is just crazy. Them putting him in a whole other role and giving him the space to really prosper. Um, has meant worlds to his game, but he still is not a good defender. And when I say not a good defender, I mean he's bad. Like he's just a bad defender. As to Tatum, who I think is already an all defensive type defender, and we all know Tatum can score from everywhere on the floor. And I've been an avid member of 6'8" wings who can score from all three levels. You know, are those guys that you build around, because from there you just go anywhere, but you know what you have in them. And Zion's health is always going to be an issue to me, like his longevity, how he'll be able to sustain. So my thoughts are a little deeper. Zion is 3 though. I did put him at 3, but
I
Tatum
feel
had to
that.
be 2, and because they disrespected Tatum,
So
bro.
yeah, on the if you guys don't know, on the list, Tatum was 5. So above him was Luka, Zion, LaMelo, and Donovan Mitchell. So right off the bat, we switching it up. Got Luka at 1, Tatum at 2, Zion at 3. Who you got at 4, bro?
Booker.
D Book. That's a good one. I feel like he very much so gets disrespected
All the time. And
all the
listen,
time.
listen, bro, hold on, bro. Like LaMelo, on this pod, I have sang the praises of LaMelo Ball. I
Mhm.
love LaMelo Ball. I can't take a 30 game span and be like, man, I'm gonna put you over Devin Booker, or I'm gonna put you over Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum, who went conference finals, what, 3 years in a row, 2 years in a
Mhm.
row? Like what a as a rookie, like he was out there doing that. It's like for me to sit here and be like LaMelo's not doesn't show up on my list until 14 because it's to be determined. Like I
Mhm.
from what I saw, sure, throw him up there, but I need to see it for a sustained at least 2 to 3 seasons for me to be like, yeah, I need that guy to build around. So
And that's kind of where a lot of people are going on Twitter. Like obviously, whenever ESPN drops lists like this, they drop. I swear to you, they drop it with the intent of just producing conversation.
yeah.
Like they knew the Mellow at 3 was gonna cause an uproar, and that's what they want. And so I agree with you. I haven't gone through and like relisted it like myself, but I
Mm-hmm.
know that Mello would definitely not be top 5 for me. He might not be top 10 for me. Booker at 8 is crazy. Like
Stupid.
that's crazy. They have Ben Simmons, De'Aaron Fox, and then the 5 I just named above him. And he's 100% better than Ben Simmons. He's 100% better than De'Aaron Fox. We just talked about Melo. I take him over Donovan Mitchell. And then the only 3 that, like you said, the only 3 that I would really struggle to take him over is Luka, Zion, and Tatum.
And I
So
almost put him at 2. I mean, he's the number 2 seed in the West right now.
mhm. He's the number 2 seed in the West, and he's been producing
He's the best
numbers.
player on the
That's
team.
what I'm saying. Like he's been putting up crazy
When
numbers.
when are we going to get? I'm a Kentucky guy, so I take the Booker stuff personal. But like, when are we going to get past all this like underrating Booker, bro? It's been happening for too long. He
I
should have
don't
been an
know
all
why it
star for.
happens though. Is it
Should have
because
been an
he
all
plays
star
for
for three
Phoenix?
years now, bro. He should have been all star for 3 years.
Is it
So
because he plays for Phoenix?
I don't know. I don't get why that would be a thing. Like to me, Phoenix is a good market. Like I think people would want to go play there, especially with a guy like Booker.
I
So
agree. So I don't get where the underrating comes from. And I used to be one of the Devin Booker really turned me around because I was always on the D'Lo bandwagon, and people used to
yeah.
debate D'Lo and Devin Booker, and so that's my man's. Obviously, I had to ride for him, but I've come around. Like it's
Okay,
not
I'm making
close.
sure. I'm just
It's
making
not
sure.
it's not close. You feel me? And so yeah, I don't know where the disrespect for Devin Booker comes from, but it's got an end, and
D-
we're gonna put an end to it now.
I'm gonna break a heart. I'm gonna break your heart right now. D'Lo did not make my rewritten top 20. Just so you know.
He wouldn't make my top
Okay, okay,
25
okay.
either.
I'm making sure we're good. Okay,
Nah,
just
because I was looking at the top 25 trying to find a place to slot him in, and
yeah,
I just couldn't. Like even when you talk about like their number 25 is Colin Sexton, and just based off this season alone, like I can't in good conscience put D'Lo over Colin Sexton. So he doesn't make it there, but in my heart he makes it there.
there you go.
That's
There
all
you
that matters.
go. That made me happy for you. So what Booker would fall at 4 for you as well,
Yeah,
and you would take Zion over Tatum.
I would.
Okay, I respect that. It's just a longevity thing, and the fact that I don't think he could guard my dog
I
is
think I think the difference for me is I think that one day Zion will be the best player in the league, and I
mm,
don't think Jason Tatum will ever be the best player in the league.
I see. I think Jason Tatum's ceiling is best player in the league.
I
So,
feel you.
now is he going to reach it? I don't know. I like I've always said, that's the three level scoring thing. At 5, bro, I went Bam.
Oh, that's a I might put Donovan Mitchell over Bam, but I feel like he's another one of those guys that gets underrated, and I don't want to be doing that.
Right.
So
No, I
like
mean I'm
try
just
change my mind, bro. Tell me why you got Bam there.
Bam's more like for the defensive versatility. He's actually capable of guarding 3 through 5, and he can switch on your one if he needs to.
Mhm.
Obviously, he's not going to come out the gate and guard a John Morant, but if you need him to go switch onto him for a series and they're putting him in pick and rolls, that's not something you're seeking out. Bam's playmaking ability from that position is really just second to Jokic. And outside of that, I think he's the best passing big. And the thing I like about Bam is he started to expand his range the last 2 years. And if he gets to a point that he can shoot the three at just a 35% clip, with his athleticism and the way he handles the ball, I like that he gets it off the glass and can go. I'm just saying, if I'm building around a team, I think it'd be easier to put pieces around Bam than it would
Bam
be
than it
around
would.
Mitchell.
All right.
So,
I was still on the Donovan bandwagon until you said that last part. If I'm built like it would be easier to build a team around Bam than it would be to build just because his skill set he has a much more versatile skill set. So you don't have to surround him with a certain type of player. Like
right.
with Donovan, you kind of have to make up for his lack of defense in the
Mm-hmm.
backcourt. Whereas with Bam, like you said, like he can pass the ball, he can get the rebound, he can score from almost all three levels. He's working on that third level, and
Yeah.
then the handle, the defense is already there. With Donovan, you would have to surround him with a certain kind of player, and so yeah, I'm rocking with you on that one. You got me, bro.
And it's no disrespect to Mitchell, bro, because I love Don. And I've kind of hated Rudy Gobert my whole life, but I think Rudy Gobert is the most important player on that team. What he does for them on offense is unsung. The
Mm.
amount of attention he gets. I know Jazz Twitter loves to talk about screen assist. I mean, that's a thing. I get it. I'm not really worried about that. I'm just talking about his ability to roll and how much he's progressed as a passer. He's still the best defensive big in the NBA most nights.
Mhm.
But now against the elite of the elite, you just kind of do what you can do. But I just, Mitchell to me isn't the best player on that team. And I could make a case that Bam is the best player on Miami.
Oh, can you though?
Yeah, I mean, I really think I can.
I feel like Jimmy Butler is
Well, let
definitely.
me say Bam is more important because I think that
I feel you. I
I
feel
think
that.
that I think that Mitch is a better basketball player than Rudy Gobert. I just
Hmm.
don't think he's more important than Rudy Gobert. I think if I replaced Mitchell with another shooting guard, but they kept Rudy, it'd probably stay almost similar.
Hmm.
So, but then I see Mitchell drop 45 and 50 every playoff game.
And
So,
it's tough.
so call it how you see it. I prefer to have the defensive anchor, I guess. So,
Wait, hold on, bro. How I'm assuming he would be on this list if he was under 25, but I could have he's got to be right over.
Cat,
Nah, how old is Nikola Jokic? 26?
yeah, probably he's probably right at
He's
26.
26.
Okay,
Damn.
what's
That's
Cat? Is
crazy.
Cat 26?
I would tell you right now, bro. Cat is 25, but I guess under 25, so
Okay, that's crazy. Booker's under 25 still.
that's crazy. He was like the youngest player in that draft, so
My boy. you look at the list, you see all the Kentucky guys on there, and just so you know.
Well, D'Lo is also 25, so maybe that's why he ain't make it. That's what I'm chalking it up to. There we
Okay,
go.
good. I
There we
got
go.
you.
There we
I
go.
got you. So yeah, 6 I went Bam. I mean 5 I went Bam. 6 I went Mitchell,
Mm-hmm.
which we just touched on, and then I went Ben Simmons.
Over De'Aaron.
Yeah,
I'm with that too.
Fox fell down to 10 for me.
I would
So
take. Would you took SGA over De'Aaron?
yeah, I put Trey at 8. Them having Trey at 13 was just stupid.
That was insane, bro. That's crazy. And you said whenever we talked about them before, you had mentioned like he gets disrespected crazy. He's averaging like 28, 8, and 5 on what the 4-3 seed in the East. Like, that's crazy.
And people are always going to disrespect Trey, and it's the defensive side of the ball, and I get that. Trey is one of the probably 10 best offensive players in the NBA, just about purely on that side of the ball. His efficiency, the way he gets fouled, regardless of how much we hate the way it looks, it just is what it is. And I think Trey is a playmaker. I think Atlanta's doing a good job starting to surround him with defense, and I think they'll continue to build that around him, which is why most of these guys haven't had a team built around them yet. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So Luka has, Trey has, I guess Shea technically this year is starting the point of teams building around him.
De'Aaron, probably.
Booker, Fox is I guess.
Mhm.
I guess. I
The
mean
Kings
they
just really don't have much.
yeah, they just
So,
don't have much, so it's hard for me to say. But yeah, so I mean it's just Mitchell to an extent. Simmons, no. They're building more around Embiid. So I don't know. I just think I like what Trey has, and if it was an ideal world, and you told me I could put Trey on Utah, I may pick Trey over Mitchell. So
I feel just for context, Trey on ESPN's list is number 16, under John Morant, Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, Jaylen Brown, Brandon Ingram, Shea, Bam, and then everyone we just named. Also for context, the Hawks are currently the 5th seed in the East. They're like tied for the 4th seed actually, and Trey Young is averaging 25, 9.5, and 4. He's shooting 36.5% from 3, which is a career high, shooting 43.1% from the field, which is but he takes an insane amount of shots as it is. And then
he is the offense, bro.
that's what I'm saying. His free throw percentage is 87, which is also a career high. So, like he's having a great year, almost a career year, and definitely a career year in terms of team standings or team success. So to put him at 17, I think I just said, to put him at 16
It's just
is
stupid.
crazy.
That's just stupid. Oh, that hurts my heart. But so yeah, I went Trey and then I went Shea.
I feel that.
And then Fox.
I was gonna say Ben Simmons over De'Aaron Fox, I think is a no-brainer for me.
Mm-hmm.
For them, they have De'Aaron at 6, Ben at 7. I don't see where you get that from. I feel like Ben Simmons is one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA. He's a 6'10" point guard. So, that right there is, those come very few and far between. And like he impacts the court in multiple ways. I feel like his production this year hasn't been great, but even still, he's been a monster. So
he's still been the best defender in the league.
exactly.
And I mean, they look great when they're all out there. Philadelphia looks really good, and they've looked good without Embiid, regardless of his poor play and the way he's not scoring the ball. That's not why you value Ben Simmons. If you're going to build around Ben Simmons, you're not building around him to be your leading scorer.
Not at all.
And I think they did preface this list with the build around, right?
I think so. I had the article up here. Let me see. I'll tell you right now, bro. ESPN 25 under 25. You gotta love a live lookup.
Yeah.
So
we do this often.
They said which young NBA stars are taking over and which teams have the best collections. Bobby Marks, Kevin Pelton, and Mike Schmitz ranked their top 25 players under age 25 based on future potential.
Then yeah, I would still take Simmons over those guys. And if I'm talking future potential, I think Trey may move up a little bit. I think I would take Trey over Mitchell. So
if I'm talking future potential, I would, like you said, I would still take Ben Simmons. Trey also might move up because he's a more all-around player for me than both.
Neither of them can play defense.
Both of them lack defense, but Trey's the better playmaker. So, and then you said right now you got Luka, Tatum,
Zion, Booker, Bam, Mitchell, Simmons, Trey, Shea, Fox, and then 11 I went Ingram.
You got Ingram over. That's where he is in this too. So
Yeah,
you
I think that
matched up with them. You
was
got him
it.
over Jalen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like his playmaking ability more than Jalen's. So
that was a toss up for me. I also think Ingram is better than Jalen. I've been on that wagon for a long time now, but I feel like Jalen really. I feel like it started out with Ingram being noticeably better. Well, I kind of feel like it started out with Jalen being noticeably
yeah,
better. Ingram kind of caught up. Jalen kind of went up a little bit higher, and then Ingram kind of just
yeah.
took off, and now it's kind of evened out. But I would still take Brandon Ingram. I feel like just for future potential as a whole, like what we're basing the list off of, the man is like his body type is not even real. So like
When KD openly admits that he plays like him, well, how can I not side with that? And I
that's what I'm
mean,
saying.
at the end of the day, I think Ingram still has room to grow.
I think he
So
can. I think if he puts in the effort on defense, he could be a monster.
yeah, me too.
Like an absolute defensive monster. But it just comes down for me for effort. Like he has all the athletic tools and he knows what spots to be on the court. It just
Hmm.
simply comes down to whether or not you want to lock up the guy in front of you.
Yeah,
And some not all the time. Ingram doesn't want to all the time, you know.
yeah.
And so if he ever locked in on the defensive end as much as he does on the offensive end, I think he could be a force to be reckoned with. And he already is, but just kind of take his game to the next level. And then after Ingram, you have Jalen, I
Yeah,
guess.
absolutely, Jalen, who we just touched on. I don't. Jalen's got an endless amount of potential to me. His athletic ability, the way he gets after it on defense. This year, this defense has slid a little bit. Him and Tatum both. I think they've been asked to do a lot more on offense with the struggles that the Boston has had. And I think some of that is at fault of old Brad Stevens, who we all praised in God's holy name. What was that question on Twitter? Like, you could pick any player of Brad Stevens to start your NBA franchise with.
Who
Any
asked that?
player,
Who
bro. I
asked
don't know.
that?
I can't remember, but it was the stupidest question I've ever seen. So there's that. But let me move forward.
That's crazy.
I think a lot of the falls on Brad Stevens and some injuries and some lack of rotation, a lack of bigs. You can blame Danny Ainge a little bit because he refuses to trade picks almost half the time. He just stockpiles them for no reason at this point to draft Tremont Waters and Carson Edwards and Romeo Langford. So, so yeah, it's just my opinion on it. So yeah, Brown right there. Then I went Jaw.
So
Uh,
what? That's Ja at 13.
yeah, 13. And I think if we're based on our future potential, Jaw has the potential to move past Brown, Ingram, Fox, Shea. So he could be right up there in that top group. Jaw, I worry about his health, not because he's overweight and got injury problems, because he doesn't know how to land and he plays
And I
recklessly.
remember you said that when we first time we talked about Ja on this podcast. That's what you said when it comes to your concerns with Ja.
His longevity, man, he could have a D Wade type prime where it lasted a phenomenal 7 to 8 years, and then it's just a slow decline because your body's breaking up and breaking down. So that's my worries about Ja. But I mean, would you put Ja there?
Would I put Ja? I feel like the only person that is in that I would think about putting over him that's left is Jamal Murray.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we've also had this conversation before. I'm a big Ja fan, so I would put Ja over Jamal Murray just simply off of potential alone. Like,
Yeah.
and that's what we're going on. That's what we're basing the list off of future potential. So yeah, I would put Ja over Jamal Murray, and then I would put Jamal Murray right after him.
Okay.
I think they have Michael Porter Jr. They have Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Ja. I think, and then even the fact that they have Trae Young at 16 still mind boggles me. The fact that Michael Porter is over Trae Young is crazy. But I get Michael Porter's future potential is out the
Yeah.
roof.
Tracy
But
McGrady. That's what I think he is. So
exactly. But I was still Trae at 16 is crazy. But
yeah.
yeah, I would go Ja and then Jamal Murray and then Michael Porter.
Okay. So after Ja, I went LaMelo. I thought it was a good
I
placement to put him.
forgot about Melo.
Yeah, I
That's
had to.
crazy.
I feel like I had to put Lamelo there at that point. I didn't want to take him completely off the list. Like I said, I can't put him in a top 3 or a top 10 based off 20 some games. But from what I saw from him and the way that he impacts Charlotte in general, I mean, it's just undeniable the way they play with him on the floor. And their coach eventually had to. I mean, it was 2 weeks. He was like, he plays bad defense and turns the ball over, and the 2 weeks later, he was their starter. So do with that what you will, but that really speaks volumes to who LaMelo is. So I had to put LaMelo there, and then Michael Porter Jr. fell right behind him over Jamal Murray. So
I forgot about Melo, so that's crazy. I'll go Melo, Ja, Michael Porter, Jamal Murray.
Melo over Ja.
Melo, Ja, Michael Porter, Jamal Murray.
Only reason I got beef with you over that is because Ja's proven he can get a team into playoff contention. If it wasn't for a play in last year, they were there.
I feel it, but future potential, like what is Melo? 6'9", 6'8"?
Oh, don't make him
6'8"
don't
point
make him
guard.
6'8" and 6'9". He's 6'7", 6'6.5",
Cool,
maybe.
cool. 6'7", 6'7". He's still above average height for a point
Yeah.
guard. So he's gonna be able to take advantage of that. I feel like people don't give him as much credit as they should for his athletic ability. He can't fly, but like he gets up. He's quick. He's quick in the right ways, if that makes sense.
His
And
basketball IQ is just through the roof.
Basketball IQ is through the roof. Obviously, one of the better playmakers on this entire list. We've said not a pass he can't make. His shooting is iffy, but like he's in these 2021 games, he's shown that he can shoot the ball. And then on the defensive end, he's another guy that just doesn't show any effort, but the tools are there. So based on full potential.
That's my thing with Melo, bro, is from time to time, because he's so basketball smart, and I don't know if I could sit down with LaMelo and talk X's and O's and him be able to explain everything to me. I think his brain just works in like a basketball matter. So like he'll come behind you whenever they throw a post entry and take that from you, or he'll come from the weak side. He can go get a putback dunk just because everything he sees just works in his brain. And I think LaMelo, the greatest thing about LaMelo is the fact that his confidence is completely through the roof. I bet LaMelo thinks he's the best player on the floor no matter who's out there.
100%.
So, and I love that about LaMelo. And like I said, if it was more than a 30-game dosage of LaMelo, then maybe I could speak more on it and put him higher on the list. I need to see it for a couple of years before I say I'm going to put you over Ja, who's kind of a bona fide leader of a team at this point. So, bona fide. One of the fides.
Bona fide.
Yeah, okay.
With it. There we go. But yeah, you go Ja over LaMelo. I'll go LaMelo over Ja.
Okay.
And then I go Michael Porter, Jamal Murray. I think you also went Michael Porter, Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
And then this is kind of when it gets to kind of a toss up. So after 16 at Trae Young at 16, they have Mikhail Bridges, Domantas Sabonis, Anthony Edwards, DeAndre Ayton, Tyrese Halliburton, John Collins, Jared Allen, Lonzo, and Colin Sexton.
Bro, I love Mikhail Bridges. You can ask any of my friends. When people were asking me like before the season, I was like, Suns are a guaranteed top 4 seed. And I caught slack from that from all my friends. But Mikhail Bridges was a big reason why I thought that. I'm not building a team around Mikhail Bridges ever. I would never even consider it.
Never.
So my dog is running in circles right now. But yeah, so I would never even consider that. So he's not on my list. From LaMelo, I went Michael Porter Jr. And then I know we're building around the future. And I think this is almost disrespectful to put him low, but because Sabonis has been an all-star now 2 years in a row. But I don't see a team succeeding building around him.
Like I don't think so either. I think even the Pacers know that's right. Not. Like they're trying to make use of what they can with him, but I don't think they actually consider themselves title contenders. Right. Domantas Sabonis is their best player.
And he's so much better than everybody else left on the list right now.
He is.
That I have to put him up there. So like he fell behind Jamal Murray for me. So
I'm with you. And then when it comes to I would probably go Anthony Edwards next, just because and even that's a toss up for me, because when we were talking about it, like when we were texting about it, I was like, damn, Anthony Edwards, that's a little high for me even still. Like I might take Lonzo over Anthony Edwards. And so I've just talked myself into it. I am gonna take Lonzo over Anthony Edwards. So yeah, I would probably I want to put Lonzo after Sabonis, to be honest.
So I had Lonzo fall in 2 spots after Sabonis. I actually went Tyrese Halliburton after Sabonis. You've heard me talk about Tyrese. I just think that he plays the right way and is easy to build around or build with. I think he's the perfect complement to a player. I mean, if you had told me, good night, I love you. If you had told me that the Kings are going to take him and it was going to work with their backcourt and how full it already is, I would have called you a liar. Just because I don't see that. I don't see how that works. But he's made it work because that's the type of player he is. One of the most unselfish players I've ever seen. I don't care how ugly the jumper is. He makes the right basketball play. The jumper goes in. And I think Tyrese actually has a really good ceiling. Almost like God, this is going to be a stretch. He's an all-time great, so I'm not going to go that far. But like a Chris Paul light in the way that he'll be able to manage a game at some point. Okay, let's say Mike Conley. I'm going to say Mike Conley. I think that's probably like his ceiling. So, and I don't think Lonzo's quite that. So Lonzo would fall in right behind Halliburton to me.
I got you. I will go Lonzo, Halliburton, then Anthony Edwards, then Mikhail Bridges.
Yeah, but so I worry about Edwards because he's such a volume scorer, and
100%.
his defense is historically bad,
Mhm.
but he's got all the athletic tools to do it. So I always start to question a guy's mentality whenever they just can't or they just decide not to. I don't think LaMelo decides not to play defense. I think that there's some things he's just not physically capable of doing.
Mhm.
I think he's laterally kind of slow when it's just like sliding and staying in front of guys. He's not strong yet.
But I feel
So,
like that, like he'll grow into that. You feel me?
but Edwards is one of the best athletes in the NBA right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually put Colin Sexton over Edwards,
Mm.
and then I debated John Collins. So
John, I go back and forth on John Collins, but I think that his talent is undeniable. I just, for some reason, I just don't like. I'm not a John Collins hater by any means,
mhm.
but he just never stands out to me as a top 25, under 25 guy.
Yeah, I'd probably go Edwards there. I just don't think you can build around a guy like John Collins, and
Mhm.
maybe you can't build around a guy like Sexton. So I'm talking future potential. If Edwards reaches his ceiling, Edwards' ceiling is Dwayne Wade with a better jumper.
Mhm.
Seriously, with his athletic ability and the way he already sees the game offensively. So,
I think
uh,
that was his ceiling comparison when being drafted. So
yeah. So D Wade with the jumper is a ceiling, and his floor is still going to be 17, 18, 19, 20 a game. Maybe on bad efficiency, but whatever, you know.
do you think you could build a team around Anthony Edwards, like as with him as your best player?
Right now, no. But who am I to say that he doesn't figure out how to be more efficient and fix his shot selection and turn it on defense? Like finally decide to turn it on. So, and like I said, this is all about us predicting the future. Right now, no, I don't. But in 5 years, my answer may be different. So
I feel that.
you'll catch it on Run It Up in 2026. So
Got you. By that time, we'll be on TV, so don't.
yeah,
We'll have a whole Run It Up network. You feel me?
that's
So.
don't let everybody in on the plans. You feel me?
I got you. I got you. And so yeah, we kind of went. Where do you have Jared Allen?
Nowhere.
Nowhere.
You're not gonna build around Jared Allen.
Never. It's cool. And so yeah, I feel like he's definitely the worst player on this list. But we didn't really touch on DeAndre Ayton either.
DeAndre Ayton kind of sucks, bro. So, I mean, he's good. He's good. Don't get me wrong. He's good. How is he getting worse already, though? Like the team got better, and if anybody should benefit from Chris Paul, it's you, the guy running the
I
pick and roll
think
with
that's
him.
a lot of people are calling him for most improved player. With Chris Paul running pick and rolls, one of the greatest point guards of all time. Now being that pick and roll ball handler for you to capitalize on, he hasn't really capitalized on it.
DeAndre Ayton has no post moves.
So.
He's got small hands. He can't palm the basketball.
Yo,
He can't shoot the basketball.
wait, what draft was that he was picked? That was the 2018 draft.
Yeah, he got drafted before.
Luka, that's crazy, and Trae Young.
Yeah,
That's wild, bro. And Michael Porter for that point. Whenever
yeah,
I
but
look
MPJ
at,
slid
yeah,
though.
he had the back issues and everything. But looking back on drafts is always one of the most
It's so funny though.
fun
But
things to me, bro.
I try not to be mad at front offices. Cause some things like just make logical sense.
You picked with the info that you had at that time. You
That's what
made
I'm
the
saying.
right decision. You feel me?
Unless you're picking Tremont Waters and Carson Edwards and this is nothing against Boston, bro. I'm not one of those Lakers fans who just despises the Celtics, bro. I don't despise them. I like some of their guys. I love Jason Tatum. Kimba's kind of cool, I guess. But it's just they don't draft well. And you can tell me that they drafted Tatum and Brown, and I'll tell you that's cool. You don't draft well. And you don't draft better than the Lakers. I had this debate with my Celtic, the guy I do the podcast with. We had the debate in our Twitter group message the other day. And I was like, look around the NBA at the young Lakers and look what they're doing. And he was like, but they're not in your team anymore. And I was like, but the guys in your team are in the G League
exactly
90% of the time. So do with that what you wish,
our
Celtics
scouting
fans.
department, the Lakers scouting department is
It's crazy.
Is a
It's
W,
crazy.
pure W. I think like the worst player, even like when you look at like Larry Nance,
It's good.
he's still an above average player. Like
It's
Anthony
good.
Brown
like
is
it.
probably the only player we didn't hit on.
Right.
Like
Josh Hart, above average player. Kyle Kuzma, actually pretty good. So let's be honest.
exactly.
Brandon Ingram, All-Star. Julius Randle, All-Star. Jordan Clarkson, 6th man of the year. Like we could do this all day.
D'Lo, All-Star. Alonzo, Come on, stop it now. Stop it now. He got that all-star. Lonzo, $20 million plus guy.
And somebody's going to pay him 25, 26. I guarantee it.
Exactly. Like Anthony Brown is, honest to God, the only one we didn't hit on.
Yeah.
And then you look at THT, and he's regarded as the same as Tyler Hero. So what we talking about right now. You feel me?
So that's just so I don't hold a lot of drafts against people.
Even Thomas Bryant.
That's what I'm saying.
Another one. Ivica Zubac. Like we could keep going. Like the Lakers scouting department is a pure W.
We missed on Svi though.
We did miss on Svi. Svi and Anthony Brown. Those are our two misses. But
Wagner. Did we hit on Mo Wagner?
We missed on him too.
Okay,
we should have took Mitchell Robinson low key in that draft.
Yeah.
But
he wouldn't be a Laker anymore anyway, so who cares?
Nah, not at all. So what does it even matter? And that's kind of our thoughts on the whole 25 under 25. That we kind of gave our list. Let us know your opinions. If you're watching on YouTube, leave it down in the comments. If you're listening, feel free to tweet at me and Justin. Tweet at the Run It Up Pod. Either way, we're gonna see it, respond to you, get some good conversation flowing, and we might as well just go ahead and get on into our Denver Nuggets talk.
All right. So
boom, boom, boom. And we are here to talk about the Denver Nuggets. I feel like we barely talk about the Denver Nuggets. So we might as well touch on them now. They are on a 7-game win streak, 6-0 since acquiring Aaron Gordon. They are currently, when we're looking at the NBA standings in the Western Conference, they are the 4 seed right now at 33-18. They are half a game back from the 3 seed, and they are about 4.5 games back from the 2 seed. They're a game ahead of the Lakers. So, the Nuggets have been balling lately. Nikola Jokic making his claim for MVP, which you said you want to talk about anyway. And bro, what do you think about the Nuggets? We were both big advocates of them acquiring Aaron Gordon because they gave him that Jeremy Grant type of player that might be able to do it at a higher level. And what do you think?
I don't think he could do what Jeremy Grant is doing now at a higher level, but I think he can do what Jeremy Grant was doing for Denver at a higher level.
Exactly.
And that's where people who are casuals, and yes, I'm talking to somebody who's listening to this doesn't understand. Like certain players can excel in certain roles more than other people. You know what I'm saying? LeBron James is better at basketball than Draymond Green. I don't know if he would have won Defensive Player of the Years and did all that. That's probably a stretch. Maybe I shouldn't have gone that far.
I was going to back you, bro.
But you know what I'm saying, though. Like, at the end of the day, like, Aaron Gordon may fit this role better than Jeremy Grant, but he's not going to go average 23 for Detroit. It just is what it is. Orlando's tried that already. It didn't happen. No. So, like I said before, bro, Aaron Gordon's defense has just made a world of difference. You get a guy who can switch 1 through 5, who's going to make the right play. He's running your roll man instead of being your ball handler. Exactly how we expected him to be used. And Michael Porter Jr. has benefited ridiculously from having a roll man who's going to make that pass, because Michael Porter Jr. is one of the most willing cutters in the NBA. People don't pay attention to it. I love Michael Porter Jr.'s off-ball movement. Playing with Jokic and Aaron Gordon and guys like that, not Jamal Murray because his tunnel vision gets sometimes. But I just love the fit, and I think they're dangerous. I really do. And if we played them in a series, I'm not near as confident as I was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
When we did contender versus pretender, were they a pretender? I feel like they were.
I feel like I think they definitely were at that point. I can check my notes. I'll be taking them.
So would you put them as contender now?
Yeah, contender. Yeah, gotcha. legitimate contender.
So you could see the Nuggets hoisting a Larry O.B. trophy at the end of the year.
I actually can. I'm being dead serious. Like they worry me. I mean, Jokic is such a special talent, man. And when guys are healthy, they look good. Some of the most random, the Kambazu, whoever his name is, I never heard of him in my life.
Facundo Campazzo, right?
Yeah, and then just randomly this year became effective. I mean, he runs their offense well when he's on the floor. I think it's all you can ask of guys like that. So when you have 10 guys who are bought into the system, that's the difference between a good basketball team and a great basketball team.
And they've been great lately. Just to read out a couple of stats. So since between March 28th and April 8th now, so their past 6 games, they are second highest in the league in field goal percentage, top 6 in 3-point percentage, second in offensive rebounds and total rebounds, second in assists and overall team plus minus, third highest offensive rating, second highest net rating. And a funny little stat to throw out there, when the shot clock is in between 7 and 15 seconds, they have the highest offensive rating and net rating by a mile. So you can read into that what you will, but it says something about how quickly and efficiently they end up scoring the ball. So in comparison to other teams. So yeah, I think the Nuggets have definitely taken a leap. Not all of it is attributed to Aaron Gordon, but he's definitely helped. They've just been playing pretty great basketball lately, and they've beat some good teams. It's not like they've played garbage bag bottom of the barrel teams, but
Excuse me.
no, you good. I think they've beat the Hawks, the Sixers, the Clippers, the Pistons, the Spurs. Obviously, the Pistons are not that good of a team, but the Hawks, the Sixers, and the Clippers and the Sixers are two of the maybe five best teams in NBA. So to get wins over them is huge for them, and they've been playing great basketball.
Denver's better than the Clippers. I'm sorry. I think they're
They were last year too. So
yeah. I think they're 3 to 4 teams better than the Clippers right now, and especially hurt toe Paul George. He's not looked good, bro. He's not looked good. I mean,
playoff P, he about to come through very effectively.
playoff piss is guaranteed guaranteed an appearance, bro.
That's what we waiting on, bro. It's got to be so hard for him. Like if he does, when the Clippers do make the playoff, if he does like play bad, like what in you? Like it's got to get to your mental at that point. Like
Bro,
what is it?
They said all signs point to Kawhi signing back with the Clippers. And if I'm Kawhi, why? Why would I waste my time with that? If I'm Kawhi,
I feel like he has something to prove. Like you came to LA, you did all of that, those like billboards, you did all of those commercials about how you the king of the city and all of that. And so if we do win the chip this year, like let's say the Lakers win the chip this year, we won the chip last year, and then Kawhi leaves in free agency.
Oh, the tweets I'm gonna fire off are gonna
You just
be
look
crazy.
like an absolute idiot.
So like run out of town, big dog.
That's what I'm saying. So like I feel like he has to stay simply because he has something to prove. You feel me?
But do you think Kawhi actually cares about stuff like that?
I mean, if he was willing to make the commercials, like he had to sign off on that. You feel me? Like
if Golden State's trying to make the most of their championship window, right? With Steph.
Kawhi, Clay, Steph, and Draymond is beast.
Why would you not call them and be like, we can do a sign and trade? Y'all can have Wiseman. We don't like him anyways. We don't think he's that good. We'll give you Oubre. We'll give you 3 first rounders and move on. Give us Kawhi. Kawhi signs for 3 years. Then it's Steph, Clay, Kawhi, Draymond, and then you can find people who want to come play for you.
And I think the Warriors are back at the top of the league. That's insane.
And the Warriors may end up with another lottery pick this year, so it's got some value. Wait, or does Minnesota have that pick now?
I think it's top 3 protected or something like that.
They have Minnesota's pick that they can trade, which could end up being a top 3 pick. So I'm just saying, if you're trying to make the most of your window and you're forgetting about the future, because to me, if you don't start making the most of your window, there's a chance Steph actually leaves you. I don't think he's going to the Lakers.
I don't think he would leave though. But people are just so ever since the All-Star game, everybody wants to see LeBron and Steph play together.
How cool is it that they actually love each other, bro? That was kind of cool to see.
They're just besties, like
him watching LeBron throw the chalk up, bro. I thought that was hilarious. That was sick. So yeah, but anyways, back to the Nuggets, bro. Nuggets, Phoenix, Lakers, Denver, probably all better teams than the Clippers right now. And if that doesn't speak to the depth of the West, that a team with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George and Zubac. All right, but seriously, that doesn't speak to the depth of the West and how talented it is. And especially if the Lakers end up at a 5 or a 6 and they make a run through the Western Conference Finals, and then they go beat Brooklyn, which is almost inevitable that's going to be them coming out of there, unless Philadelphia really turns it on for them.
Don't sleep on the Heat, bro.
I had them in my contenders, bro. But I don't see them beating one of those teams. I mean, they could beat Philly. They can beat Philly. And I think Milwaukee looks a lot better with Drew. I think I had them as pretenders. I think they look a lot better with Drew. They're still pretenders to me, though. Y'all are frauds.
100%. Regular season demons. Playoffs, not so much.
Yeah. So, I can't wait, bro. I just can't wait for the playoffs. And I hope everybody's healthy and back. LeBron's hinted at coming back today. That's almost – they said the timetable is the 16th, 8 days away for both of them. LeBron and AD, Drummond's back. So
that's the perfect segue over onto our Lakers talk. You know we had to do it. So we about to get into that Lakers talk, and we'll see you in a minute. We back with the we about to talk about our Los Angeles Lakers, our lovely Los Angeles Lakers, defending NBA champion Los Angeles Lakers. Damn, you gonna show the Lakers merch, bro? I don't even really got none on me. But is this framed? No, it ain't. Oh yes, sir.
I
Boom.
got it on me.
We out here. We
I
out
got it
here.
on me. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes,
This
sir.
is why y'all tune in to YouTube as well. You got to watch both of them.
All right, that's a fact. And so, boom. Lakers, LeBron and AD both out. Like Justin just said, they should be hopefully back in the next 16 days. And we have been playing decent basketball, great defense, horrible offense. A tale of two different sides of the ball. So since LeBron and AD have been out, the Lakers have the second best defensive rating in all of basketball. In tandem with that, they have the worst offensive rating in all of basketball.
What was our offensive rating? Can you figure that out? Our offensive rating without AD and just LeBron?
I could, but you're gonna have to talk for at least 3 minutes while
Cool,
I
I can do that. So let me just fill some time for you fellas. Anyway, so back to the Lakers, bro. I think that it's crazy to think of our defensive potential and what it's amounted to. And I think, if anything, if you're a Lakers fan, man, it just gives you more confidence as to like what we're capable of and the team that we have and the depth that we have. People kind of started clowning us when we started losing games after AD got hurt, talking about all y'all talked about was depth. Well, now you see it. We still can compete. We're what, 5-4 right now without LeBron and AD. Is that it?
I think we're
Five.
about 5-4 without
Yeah,
Bron.
5-4. Obviously, we're not a top of the West team without those two, but who would be? So you're telling me that I have the number one defense with both of them. I have the number one defense without Anthony Davis. I have the number two defense without both of them. And
Okay, so our offensive rating without Anthony Davis and just Brown was 26.
that's ugly.
Our defensive rating was still second best.
Look at that, bro.
So I mean, I don't know if that's we chalked it up to Frank Vogel and the system that he's running and our whole coaching staff. But regardless, the Lakers just seem to be, or maybe it's just our personnel. Like the Lakers
Shout
seem
out
to be.
Vogel.
That's a fact. But we seem to be demons on defense. The offensive end needs some work. I think we will get it running on all cylinders once AD comes back. But
Well,
as for right
LeBron spent most of those games without Schroeder as well.
exactly because of the protocol. So yeah, we
Yeah.
haven't on the season, like total, the Lakers are 19th in offensive rating. So that it comes and goes. But on this season, we're first in offensive rating by we're at a 105.5. The next best team is the Sixers at 107.1. So we're almost 2 points better at in defensive rating than every other team in the league.
That's what we do, bro. So, I mean, the reason I wanted to talk about it is just because that really does give me an extreme amount of confidence moving forward in our coaching staff and in our team. And I think that Schroeder has been an underrated part of our defense. Trez, who is abused verbally about his defense when we signed him, has been better than expected. Drummond, not the best team defender, but gets the individual stats. So I'm interested to see what that looks like when we get him back.
I think he's playing tonight.
But Marc Gasol has looked really good since we got Drummond. It's like he decided to play
I
basketball.
know he was on the hot seat and he was like, you know what? I ain't getting my spot taken. So yeah, we're at half with the Heat right now. We're up two. So
Yeah. Look at us.
Andre Drummond in 10 minutes has 7 and 3. KCP going crazy. He got 15 points in 18 minutes. Wesley Matthews got 11. Montrez has 10 and 5. We going crazy. My son Ben McLemore out here with 4 points. You feel me? So
I like the Ben McLemore edition.
I do. That's something else we can talk about. I do like the Ben McLemore edition. It gives us another shooter. His athleticism has waned, but he could still do it, do a little something. And yeah, it just gives us another kind of
Option.
another option from 3. And yeah, that's kind of that, bro. Hopefully we win this game versus the Heat because that would be big.
I think I like McLemore more than Caruso right now.
I will.
Caruso's not been good this year.
He hasn't been good at all. And the thing is, when he's out there, it's like it's very clear what his weaknesses are. Like
Yeah.
he's not a great shooter. He's not a great playmaker. He's great in off ball situations. Like he has a good basketball IQ. Like especially, and that comes out when LeBron's on the court because he just makes stuff easier for people. So like Caruso always off ball has great cuts to the basket. LeBron, and it's easy for LeBron to find you open. But when LeBron's not on the court and you're asked to do much more, his weaknesses really start to show. And like I said, he's not a great shooter, not a great playmaker. He's not great when it comes to driving to the basket either. His best area comes in defensive end, and we're gonna need you to do a little more than that, Caruso. So
that's what I'm saying, bro. So I think McLemore gives us another option off the bench to come score, and I think he's gonna be a little KCP light on the off the bench. Come in and kind of fill that same role. He's got to learn how to run the floor like KCP does. Because
I feel
KCP,
like that's a Lakers training camp thing. Like
gotta
get
be
the rebound, go.
Yeah, gotta be. KCP's great on the fast break, and he's not been great this year. We know that, but in LeBron and AD's absence, I think he's been fine. So, and I'm excited about what we have, and I'm excited about where we're going. If we're healthy, we're still the favorite in the West, and if we're healthy, we're the favorite in the NBA. I'm just gonna say it. So.
Yes, sir. Realistic Lakers fan, just if he's saying it, it's facts.
You talked me into it last time we potted, bro. Because remember, I was kind of leaning towards Brooklyn. Like, sometimes you gotta be unrealistic. So right now, I'm gonna be a little unrealistic.
That's what I like to hear, bro. That's what I like to hear. I can't wait till it's playoff time. We actually talking about like actual series, bro. It's gonna be so lit. And yeah, so just a little shout out for an upcoming thing I'm doing. I'm writing an article right now for Lake Show Life about the top 3 Lakers in the absence of the top 3 most important Lakers in the absence of LeBron and AD. I feel like it's not really up for debate. I feel like it's an easy 3. I have Kuzma in this order from 3 to 1. I have Kuzma, THT, Dennis Schroeder. What about you, bro?
I agree wholeheartedly. I think that's the 3. I think THT, it's because we wanted to see what he can do and where he's going to grow to and what his role is
especially
gonna
since
be.
we didn't trade him for Kyle Lowry. Like now you got to make it happen. Now you got to show me.
You have
something.
to.
That's what I'm saying. Like if we didn't trade you for Kyle Lowry, you got to show me why we didn't. And then for Dennis Schroeder, we offered you what 20 million a year, I think, right? We offered him an $84 million extension, and he said no. So if you're gonna let that, you need to show me you deserve more than that. Because right now, I'm not. That seems like an extension you should have taken, my boy. But if he has a great playoff run, then he could 100% get more than that. But we'll see.
Yeah. So I mean. Man, shout out to the little Lakers, bro. It just makes me happy, bro. Just thinking about them makes me happy, bro. And THT, like I said, bro, it's prove it time. I don't care if it's your second year. I don't care how much clock you've had. It's prove it time. We didn't trade you for Kyle Lowry, so you're right. You hit the nail on the head, bro. I've got to see that you deserved that value that we put on your name.
Exactly.
So.
And yeah, you still want to get into MVP, right? I know you said you want to talk about that.
Yeah, see, my MVP front runner got hurt. Harden's out for about 2 weeks. We know injuries kill MVP races. LeBron,
like it's Jokic's to lose.
Yeah, it is Jokic's to lose, and unless LeBron comes back and they win every game going into the playoffs, or I think LeBron's out, Harden for 2 weeks out, but they got KD back and Kyrie is still there, so that ship's going to keep moving. Unless they don't play as well. If they don't play as well, then it'll be interesting to see what that does for Harden's MVP case.
Who was the last big to win MVP? Dirk? I want to say Dirk, unless you count Giannis, but I'm not. I count Giannis as a forward. So like,
it's either Dirk or KG or Duncan. One of those 3. I think it was
Dirk. I'm about to look it up right now. Hold on. Yeah, the last big to win a MVP was Dirk in 2006, 2007, and then before that was KG in 2003, 2004, and then Tim Duncan. But so yeah, Jokic about to bring back the year to big, the MVP, big winning the MVP. So shout out Jokic.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's Jokic's a lose, bro. There's nobody out east. Embiid hurt, missed time, can't win it. Harden was it, and as much as I hate to say it, if I was ranking them right now, who deserves second, it'd probably be Giannis. Just because he stayed healthy, he's been on the floor. They've produced wins. It may be tiring to vote for, and like I said, it's hard for me to vote for you when you don't produce in the playoffs. But it is a regular season award, and I try to keep that in mind. So I probably have to lean Giannis, bro, to go number 2.
Giving Jokic the MVP basically means that the Nuggets aren't winning the chip, because when you look back at over like the past 10 years, so I could even go 20 years. So since 2000, only 3 players that have won MVP have won the chip. 2 of them being LeBron. Like LeBron's done it twice, so like it's only been Tim Duncan, LeBron, and Steph. And like I said, LeBron did it twice in 2011 and 2012. So more times than not, you win the
Yeah.
MVP, you're not winning the chip.
Yeah. I didn't even know that. Look at that. We need to send that to ESPN. Make them. You need to tweet it out. Make them quote it. Make you a graphic.
That's what I'm saying. Like if Jokic win the MVP, we could knock him out of the championship contention, honestly. Because like I said, since 2000, only Tim Duncan, LeBron, and Steph have won the chip the year they won MVP. So it's not looking good for the Nuggets. The Nuggets championship chances.
Don't do that, bro. I just dubbed them a contender. I've gotta do it. So.
But yeah, we about to get up out of here, bro. Thank you guys for listening to this episode of the Run It Up podcast. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Najee_. The pod Twitter is Run It Up at Run It Up Pod. Justice is at Justice Reed 2.
You remembered it.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey,
there we go. Leave that 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts. Download the pod on Spotify. Share it with your friends, your family, all that good stuff. Justice, you wanna sing us out? What you wanna do, bro?
No, I'm good. No, I'm good. Y'all really thought.
We about to get him out of here. Do not forget, let's run it up.
Run it up.